So many lessons learned in 2023, classes in session. Hey, it's Kim. Thanks for joining me on today's video where I'm going to be going over a few lessons I have learned. Now that we've made it over the hump, we're fully into 2024, I can really reflect back on the past year and say that 2023 owes me nothing. The year has taught me a whole lot about myself, a whole lot about how I like to use my planners for productivity and just to keep me peaceful and zen. So I figured, why not share those lessons with you? So I've got 5 very quick lessons about what 2023 has taught me, the lessons I learned in my planners and just in life in general, because you know, everything has to come full circle. So let's get into them. These are in no particular order, just how they came to me. So the first one is to water what feeds you. And yes, I'm like using proverbial phrases to title all of these lessons that I've learned, but water what feeds you, which basically means feed or give your energy to those things that are benefiting you the most. We're always distracted by the pretty and the shiny and the sparkly, and it draws our attention away from the things that are working for us, which sometimes is absolutely fine. But at the same time, I do think it's important to make sure we're devoting our time to those things that keep us our best selves. For example, my goal planner and my finance planner, which are both housed in what I like to call my companion planner. A lot of planner words thrown around, but I keep it inside of my companion planner, which is a personal wide size. So I kind of strayed away from that in 2023, and as a result, I feel like I haven't been doing enough in the goals area and in the finance area. So like, I know that these work for me, or that this works for me, but I wasn't watering it. I wasn't, pouring into it so that it could help benefit me in any kind of way. So I want to circle back. I want to get back to doing that for 2024. I think I just really misjudged how much I needed my companion planner and how much I do want to rely on it. Not necessarily need to, but I actually want to. I want to focus on these things that I have in here, like my goals and my finances and some home management kinds of things. I really want to have those to be focuses in my life on a regular basis. So I'm going to lean on this one a lot more in the coming years, whatever, and really focus on making it a main part of my day-to-day life. So my companion planner feeds me. I need it. And I need to focus on it. And more importantly, I do want it, but I also do need it. I think wants and needs are 2 different things, but I absolutely want to focus on it because it is something that I would say feeds me. Now, another thing that falls under that category that I learned in 2023 for myself is having a place that helps me to focus more on my spirituality and my religious faith and all of that stuff. So for that reason, I decided to incorporate another planner that I didn't have previously, but I'm incorporating it for this year, and that is my faith planner, which is right here. So I've incorporated my faith planner because it's something I feel like I need on a regular basis. I absolutely do feel like this will help to make me a well-rounded, a well-balanced individual, and it helps to make me the person I want to become in 2024, or the person I want to reflect to the world, reflect to my family, all of those other, fluffy kind of things that we say. But it makes me the most balanced and productive and loving and caring and all those things. It makes me the best Kim that I can be. So this is something that I choose to water a lot more in 2024, and adding a planner to my rotation that specifically focuses on that is what's going to help me do that. And lesson number 2 that I learned is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's working for you, let it work. Leave it alone. I am speaking to myself. So this is specifically in regards to my daily planner. I know it works for me. I know that I love this standard traveler's notebook size. I know that I love to have all of my schedules and everything in here. I know that I like a 1 line a day. I know that this is what works for me. I'm not going to change it. Just not changing it. 2024 will be the 4th year I think that I've used this kind of system for my main daily planner, and I'm sticking with it. I know, like I said, that we get distracted by the things that are shiny and sparkly and what may be working for other people, but at the same time, I know what works for me. So I am devoted. I am committed. I am in it for the long haul. And with that said, another thing I've learned about myself, or kind of, I guess because I know and I understand that I love the standard traveler's notebook system, now I get it. Now I totally understand why people will purchase multiple covers for the same size planner. Originally, I'd say maybe like 2 years ago or so, I was the type of person who was like, I just want one cover for each of my planners. I have a lot of planners. So I was like, I want one cover for each of my planners. I don't see the need of having like 7 different traveler's notebook covers. You know, why? I can just use the same one for the entire year. Now I get it. Okay, now I get it. Now I understand that even though my system is saying exactly the same, the things I have in it are saying exactly the same. Even the deco and the pockets will likely be exactly the same. But it is nice to kind of switch it up. It's nice to kind of switch up your cover. Maybe for like the summertime, I don't want a dark cover. Maybe I want to switch to, I don't know, like my gray ostrich leather cover. So now I do understand that. And I've given myself the freedom to explore that over the next coming months or years. And I say that actually, you know, a bit trepidatiously, because I don't want to tell myself like buy a new cover every month. That would be ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. But I fully understand rotating covers, switching in and out of them. I see absolutely nothing wrong with that, because like I said, if it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it. I know that this works and I'm sticking with it, and that's where I'm going to stay. And it's okay to have fun while I'm there. Lesson number 3 is to get back on the horse. I think sometimes we try new things and we want to make them fit and we want to make them work, and we really know that it could, or we have glimpses of ways that something could work for us, but maybe we kind of fall off. It's okay to try again. It's okay to get back on the horse. And I feel like that is the case with my everyday carry. So my everyday carry is in a passport size. I had it on rings 2 years ago in a pocket size. I used Pocket Plus inserts, and then I switched to using passport. And it's kind of like I've been trying to make fetch happen. If you know, then you know. But I've just been trying to make it happen. I haven't really caught on fully, but I'm not giving up on making this happen. So I did fall off because, you know, I consider it an everyday carry. I don't really leave the house every day. So, you know, it's not something that I'm necessarily touching every day. Also, when I do leave the house, I'm honestly going to drop off my kids for school, and then I'm going to the gas station, and then I'm heading back home. That is the extent of me, you know, leaving every day or, or going out of the house, because I primarily work from home. But I have tried to incorporate more out of the home working days, like at the library, at a coffee shop, meeting friends for lunch or things like that. So I am sticking with it. I'm sticking with my everyday carry for 2024. This is a system that I like. I have cultivated. I have added all of the inserts that I know will be functional and useful for me. So I'm sticking with, I'm staying on the horse. I'm sticking with it. And the same is also true for my reading journal and my 5-year journal. So those are 2 things that I've kind of fallen off of over the year. Like I've been on top of it, and then I fell off, and then I've been on top of it, and then there's been like several months where I did nothing in it. However, those are 2 other areas that I do feel are very beneficial to me, things that I get a lot of joy and a lot of excitement through, and I want to stick with them. My 5-year journal, oh, that's what I have here, is a 5-year Hobonichi in the A6 size. And it's not only for me. I have a lot of family memories. It's actually only family memories and photos and blurbs about the things that we do and the time that we spend. So this is not only for me, even when it's complete, you know, something that my kids might want to look through or see, and things, you know, something that will something that we use to document our lives. So that's something I definitely want to stick with. And I had to do some soul searching, some real, really long, hard thinking about if I wanted to keep it in my system. Because sometimes we kind of feel like if we fall off from it, that means we don't need it. That's not always true. I don't think that's entirely true. And it goes back to lesson number 1, water what feeds you. I want to exert or put my energy into the things that I do feel are giving back to me in some kind of way. I strongly believe that we only have like this finite measure of energy, whether it's on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, whatever, lifetime. And we have to devote our energy to those things that will affect us the best, or to the things that will just be most fruitful in our lives. So that's what I'm doing with my reading journal, my 5-year journal, and my everyday carry. I'm sticking with it. The 4th lesson that I learned last year is to know thyself. To thine own self be true. So I've learned a lot about what I like and what I don't like. And all of these, I feel like lessons tie into one another, but being distracted by other things and seeing the pretty things on social media and what everybody else is doing, and you might want to try it out and you see how it works for you. I did fall into that, of course. I always do, always will. I think that's what inspiration is called. But for last year, I tried to do a memory keeping journal. I did it. Stuck with it, loved it the entire year. However, when it came time for me to determine what was going to be in my system for 2024, I scrapped it. I was like, nope, not doing a memory journal for 2024, just not doing it. Why? Because I know myself. I know that I will fall off from it, and that's okay. But also at the same time, I know that catching up on it will cause me some level of stress and anxiety, and I don't have time for that. I do not have the time or the energy to be stressed out over a memory keeping journal. Not doing it. So I'm not even going to introduce it into my system. It's gone. I loved it while it lasted, and it's time to move on. There are other things that I learned about myself with regards to my planners that I want to keep in my system, but not only that, things that I heavily rely on and things that really help to transform my life in some kind of way over last year. And those 2 things are my health and fitness planner, which is in a week size planner, and also my journal. So those are 2 different things. I should say these are 2 different things that I know for a fact are the best for me. I know for a fact they will really benefit me extremely greatly over the coming years, weeks, months, whatever. So because I know myself and I know how I react to certain things, I know how I attach to certain things, to certain planners, certain journals, certain stuff, just everything. I know that these are best for me, and I know that memory journaling is not what's best for me. It's going to cause me too much stress. I'm not doing it. Just not doing it. So to my own self, I will be true. I'm not using my energy to focus on something that's going to stress me out. I'm not swapping my, positive energy for anything negative or anxious or any of that stuff. Nope, I'm just not doing it. I'm going to stick to the things that I love and the things that love me back. The next lesson, which I feel like I don't even know if it has to be said. I kind of touched on it a little bit briefly before, but the 5th lesson is to explore. Just explore, try things out. How would I have known that I loved memory journaling and I actually enjoyed the journaling that I did had I not tried it? Also, how would I know that falling behind on a memory journal would stress me out so much? I would not have known that unless I tried it. So I tried it. I see how it made me, I see what it did to me and in my life. And from there, I was able to make better informed decisions about what I'm keeping in my system, how I can be most productive, how I can be the best version of myself. And I'm moving forward from there. So definitely give yourself liberty and license to explore different things. Try it out for a little while. I strongly believe that you should not buy something necessarily in order to try it out. use what you have. Most of us are stationary hoarders anyway, so we probably have a spare notebook somewhere. We probably have like an A5 notebook that we can cut down to traveler's notebook size to see if it's something that we're going to like before we just head off and buy a bunch of inserts. So definitely explore. Don't invest too much money in the exploration, but explore, see what you like, see what works for you. Circle back to knowing yourself, circle back to, feeding or watering those things that feed you and all the other lessons that we learned through 2023, and allow all of that to inform your decisions for what to keep in your system, what to incorporate in your life, and just how to be the most productive possible over time. So those are my 5 lessons that I learned in 2023 that I'm carrying into this current year. It was water what feeds you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Get back on the horse, know thyself, and to explore. And I would actually really love to hear what you plan to explore this year, whether it's in your planner or not. Like, is it in life? Are you going to take a kickboxing class? I don't know. I want to know about it. What are you planning to explore in 2024? I would love to hear about it. So down in the comments, definitely leave your response for what's going on. Also, if you have any questions about things that I've shown, feel free to throw those in the comments as well. And all of the planners that I mentioned that are going to be in my system for 2024, of course, I'm going to have videos on them throughout the year, intro videos. I would like to do more detailed videos on certain topics or certain planners throughout the course of the year. So please feel free to throw those requests down in the comments as well if you have them. Thank you so much for following along on today's video, all about the lessons learned in 2023, and I hope to see you in the next one.